This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Meg Nesbitt, and she is from Child and Family Services. Good morning, Meg.
Good morning, Nancy. It's nice to be here again.
Nice to have you here, and I know you're going through some real heavy-duty trauma training right now. How's that all going?
It's great. Well, you know, I keep writing grants so we can get it going. We're just finishing up in Harrisville this time. We had 20 participants in Harrisville. So hopefully we'll have another 6-week training or 2 in Alpena this year.
I know that DHHS, they all participated in the training, and all I heard was kudos, how wonderful it was.
Fabulous. The people that trained Carlene Chikutsky and I that do this trauma training were leading these workshops up here last week, so that was great.
And you know, a lot of people don't realize how trauma can affect your life, and that there is trauma for young people, old people.
Everybody.
You know, we've all experienced trauma, and it depends on how you're able to deal with it.
That's right. The resilience comes from having someone in your life that cares and supports you through it. And when we're talking about foster children, if they don't have that, you know, the trauma that they have experienced can be lifelong.
And you know, as we were talking before we started taping too, Child and Family Services is that someone that is there for foster children. And you have some nice things you want to tell us today about foster children and families and why we're doing the Walk Me Home run.
Absolutely.
Walk.
In Michigan, there's like 13,000 still, 13,000 children in foster care. 3,000 of those are waiting for a home, a forever home to be adopted. And so Child and Family Services does programs for children that hopefully will be able to get back home to their biological parents. We work with those birth families, and we do training, we do parenting skills, financial skills, whatever we can do to be able to get those children home. If, however, we can't get them home, then these children need an adoptive home. So what do we need? We need foster parents who will take kids when we're on that path toward reunification. We need pre-adoptive homes for children. We've got a child right now that needs to be in a forever home. She's 10 years old, and we can't find anyone that will step up and take this child. And it's just heartbreaking.
Oh, it would be.
And so we need to raise that awareness, and that's what Walk Me Home is about. It's a 5K. It's our 4th annual 5K walk and run. This year there's medals for both boys and girls, men and women, and age categories for both walkers and runners. But we need the community to step in and help us take care of these children.
And you know, Paul Mosseri, your director, put a beautiful article in your newsletter.
He did.
And having those people and your staff and the community work with parents, you had some wonderful success stories about getting children reunited with their families.
Absolutely, and each year is different. Last year, we were able to get many of our foster children back with their birth families. This year, it's the other way around. Almost all of these are going to termination, and then we're looking at where are we going to place these children for forever.
And you know, you talk about trainings and things. People think, well, I'd love to become a foster parent. I have enough time, you know, and I have the energy. But, you know, I'm just really nervous about it. I don't know what the first step is. But you can take care of that.
I can. We come out and do an orientation so that you get what is happening with this. This is about opening your home. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have parenting experience even, because we do so much training. You're on a team with us. We never go away. Once you're on our team, we're always there with you. But I really encourage people, you know, there's everybody in the community can do something to help foster children. Everybody. You know, and Walk Me Home is one way to do that. Come and walk. You can register online. You can go to our Facebook page and you'll find the link there for registering. The cost is $15 per person, but children 12 and under free. There's no cost. And if you get your registration in by June 1st, you'll get a t-shirt. And yay, and a medal if you win in your age category. So I really encourage our community to please step up and help support the work that we're doing.
Yes, and if anyone has any questions about becoming a foster parent, it's simple as a phone call. Come in, they guide you through the process.
Absolutely.
You know, and we know that they do background checks, so we know that our children in our community are safe, placed with good families. And there's the training and all the things that go along with it. You're never on your own.
Never on your own, and the training is ongoing. Right now we are requiring trauma-informed caregiving for all our foster families and 10 hours annually of additional training, but we're right there. So if a child would be placed with you, let's say that you tell me, I can work really well with middle school kids, so those are the only children I'll approach you about placing. I'm not going to, if you don't want babies, you don't have to take babies, you don't have to take 17-year-olds, although we need a lot of teen homes.
Oh, I bet.
But let's say they come with some sort of behavioral issue, we can work with you and train you how to work with that and help them get where they need to go. Getting services for children. Lots of these kids need counseling. We get counseling for these kids. We have an amazing play therapist right here in Alpena for the little kids, you know, because they all need care.
Okay, what day is the run walk?
Okay, June 10th, Saturday, June 10th. It starts at 9 a.m. At Duck Park.
Okay, and just go online to register or call and...
yeah, you can go on the Facebook page and get it. It's a long web address. It's www.firstgiving.com/walkmehome/NE Michigan 2017. But it's there on the Facebook page.
Okay.
You can just click on it.
Okay.
And we're Child and Family Services on
and your
Facebook.
phone number is?
989-356-4567, and my extension is 223.
Thank you so much, Megan. Please extend our thanks to everyone there that's doing such a wonderful job taking care of the wonderful children in our community.
Thanks, Nancy.
Thank you. I'll be right back following these messages.
Good morning. I am Jay Walterite, Director of Public Information and Marketing for Alpena Community College, and this is the ACC portion of Talk of the Town. With me this morning are two wonderful employees in the ACC Volunteer Center. Well, I should say one is transitioning out of the Volunteer Center and one is transitioning to the leadership of the Volunteer Center. Kate Brusky,
yes, hi, good
who
morning.
has just retired, and Kathy Abraham, who will be taking over as of July 1st.
Good morning.
In the Volunteer Center. Welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you for being on the show. Kate, I don't know how many times you and I have done the show. It's got to be at least half a dozen.
I should have thought of that sooner. Yeah, it's at least half a dozen. And this is my swan song.
And that's because you're retiring
Yes.
after how many years?
15.
15 years. That's amazing.
It was a wonderful, wonderful time, and there's a lot to treasure, a lot of memories to treasure.
Part of those memories include Community Ed that we'll talk about in a little bit. That's a program that you pioneered for the college, didn't you?
There wasn't anything going on here in terms of non-credit classes that were fun and engaging, but in many cases offered really valuable, timely information too, and training for computer classes and expanding your skills for the workforce, things like that. So we thought, gosh, we ought to do this. I was working with Chuck Wiesen at the time, the dean in my department, and so we kind of ran with it, and it has taken off. It's been a wonderful program, and it's the unique thing about it is that in many cases, for people that are taking a community ed class, they've never set foot on campus before. So it's a really good entree for them to learn all about everything that ACC has to offer, and not just to the traditional student. So it's been great.
And Kathy, you can tell us a little bit about what's coming up with Community Ed in just a minute. There are all sorts of very interesting classes, and they're offered in condensed formats, usually just one setting, isn't it?
Yeah, often they're just one night, sometimes two. It depends on the material that has to be covered. Sometimes it needs a little bit more time. But yeah, we've got a lot. Kathy's been working hot and heavy already, as we do, planning and preparing for the upcoming semester. And I'll let you talk a little bit about that. Kathy will be taking over very capably for me. We've been working together for 2 years, so she knows what it's all about, and she slipped into the shoes very smoothly. Anyway, so go ahead, shoot.
Well, first of all, it was wonderful working with Kate. She was a fantastic mentor, and it's just been fun. She's taught me so much, and I know there are big shoes to fill, but I'm ready for it.
Great.
And this year we're going to be working on our, actually we're working on our fall schedule right now. We've got really neat classes coming up, from canning to computer classes to even making wine.
Wow.
So we've got quite a few interesting classes, and as Kate said, normally they're one evening depending on the topic. And if anyone's interested, the fall schedule should be coming out in July, August, and our classes will begin in September.
Okay.
But they can contact the center at 358-7271, and we're always looking for instructors. You don't have to have a degree. If you have a love for something that you just enjoy doing, just give me a call and I'll talk to you about it. And it's a lot of fun. I have really enjoyed working with Kate, and I love this position, and I'm really looking forward to serving the community.
Great. Well, it's hard to think about fall already.
I know.
We're not even in the summer yet.
I know.
But the classes that are offered through Community Ed are very interesting. You mentioned winemaking. I know there's a lot of interest these days in brewing, beer, and cider, and winemaking. I think it's great that we have some winemakers in town now. I think that really adds a lot to the interest of our area and draws people here, which is always a great thing. So one of the other things that the Volunteer Center is responsible for and very well known for is Christmas Wish. So Kate, I was going to give you an opportunity to maybe offer a remembrance of Christmas Wish, or talk about that for a minute.
Sure. That was something that Kathy and I were recently sharing too, the growth that you see over when you've been in a position for a fair number of years, and I've been able to see people that were once recipients on the Christmas Wish list now come back, and they look for adopting a child on the list and providing some Christmas gifts or some groceries for a family with children, their children's ages. And these were people that used to receive gifts. And so that growth is beautiful to see. But all the community outreach in terms of, in every way, the donors that we have, the volunteers that we have, the things that we've offered, for instance, through the National Science Foundation grant, working on that and bringing hundreds of high school kids on campus to see the programs that we teach and to learn a little bit about those STEM topics, science, technology, engineering, and math. And everything that we've done has just been wonderful. This is such a great community in terms of generosity of time and treasure. So it's just been, it's super rewarding.
Now, you mentioned the NSF grant.
Yeah.
That was a number of years ago. It all blurs together these days.
Just a few years ago, really, yeah.
Can you explain what that is to our
Sure.
viewers?
It was a National Science Foundation grant that we got from the National Science Foundation. And it was about carbon sequestration in concrete, to make it really a short story. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but that was a really cool program.
And that tied into what we do over at the World Center for Concrete Technology.
It did, yes, and with the Marine Sanctuary and everything in every aspect. And it's real important to think about those greenhouse gases and what we can do to mitigate their effects, their ill effects on our world. And that was a really valuable opportunity, but especially because we got kids interested in those topics that are so important. We need that younger generation to be interested in STEM topics to carry us on into the future.
That's right. That's right. Well, Kathy, what else is going on? What do you see happening in the next year or so in the Volunteer Center?
Well, hopefully we will continue to offer a variety of classes. We're getting ready to do the ropes course next month.
That's right.
It's a really good program also.
Not a lot of people know about our ropes course on the college campus. We just have a couple seconds left. Can you really summarize that?
I'll
what
let
is
Kate
that?
do that because I'm still transitioning into that. So.
It's primarily used by Alpena County school students and the Alpena Public Schools, but it teaches a lot about leadership and teamwork, and it's kind of those, you can't be out for yourself and get through that course. The obstacles of the course, the elements, force you to engage your teammates and surprisingly recognize unrecognized talents in many in ways of problem solving and getting through it. So it's really hard to explain in a nutshell, but it's awesome. Your children may have participated.
Well, what I will do is I will encourage our viewers who are interested in that to give Kathy a call to learn more about it, and she'll be able to tell them.
Great.
358-7271.
All right, that's all of our time.
Thank you, Jay.
Great, thank you both for joining me.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining me. Once again, I am Jay Walterite, Director of Public Information and Marketing for Alpena Community College, and this is Talk of the Town.
This has been Talk of the Town with your hosts, Nancy Smitham and Don McMaster. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on the community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.
The Talk of the Town furniture and set design are provided by Young Appliance Art Van Furniture on US 23 South in Alpena.